XSEED English Grade 4 Block number 16 Theme of a Story Lesson Plan 2 Key Details. Students will be able to identify a story's key details and explain why they are key. I am going to tell you a fox tale. A poor woman and her daughters lived in a hut. The golden goose helped them. In the end, the golden goose was sad. Did I tell you the complete story? What is missing from my story? No, this was not the complete story. Many key details were missing. For example, we don't know why woman was sad, how the golden goose helped her, and what happened to make the golden goose feel sad in the end. Today, we will learn to identify the key details in the story by asking key questions with words like what, why, how, where, and when. Let's review the first page. Where did the story happen? Story happened in the village. What was the village like before the trees were cut? Everyone was happy, trees were there. What happened after the trees were cut? After the trees were cut, rain didn't come for the 4 years. Why were the villagers sad? Because there was no rain. Let's continue reading the next page. There was one thought in every mind, one prayer on every lip, and one longing in every heart. The thought began to grow in strength. It grew into a powerful force. It began to rise higher and higher until it reached the sky, and there it became a shining silver cloud. All eyes were fixed on that wonderful cloud. Breezes came from every direction. Soon the wind was rushing and howling. Then hundreds and hundreds of raindrops fell, pit, 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 pitter, pitter, pit, pit. They fell on the earth and on the dry grass. They fell on the animals and people faster and faster. Oh, the rain, the wonderful, beautiful rain, cried everybody. The raindrops grew bigger. They fell from the clouds thick and fast. Everybody lifted their arms and sang and danced. Grandparents and parents, uncles and aunts, and all the children danced with joy. The animal, birds, and frogs danced with joy. Even the plants and grass danced with the wind. The key details we underlined are: in the 4th year, there was still no rain. The next year, the rains failed again. There was only one thought. It began to rise higher and higher. And there it became a shining silver cloud. Hundreds and hundreds of raindrops fell. Everybody lifted their arms, sang, and danced. There are usually those details that introduce the characters, tells us where the story happened, as well as talk about the main events in the story. They help us understand what the story is about. We find out these details when we ask ourselves questions like what happened in the story, where did the story happen, when did the story take place, how did the characters change. Key details is most fox tales will include a setting from the long ago, characters who learn a lesson about life, or an explanation of something from the natural world. Students, open your page number 241 as to key details. List the key details of the story Once in a Village. Give a reason to explain why the chosen detail is important. The village was located in a beautiful forest with a river, ponds, and trees. It tells us about the setting of the story. Next, the number of people in the village increased, so they decided to cut down the trees and use their wood. Why is it a key detail? It tells us about the beginning of the problem. For 5 years, there was no rain. Why is it a key detail? It tells us about the effect of cutting down the trees. People and other living things begged for rain because everything in the forest was drying. Why is it a key detail? It tells us how people felt when there was no rain. Next, their prayers formed a silver cloud and it rained. Why is it a key detail? It tells us how the problem was solved. Next, all the people, plants, and animals of the forest were very happy. Why is it a key detail? It tells us about the ending. Tell us about the ending of the story. What do you think is the moral of the story? The story teaches us not to cut down trees carelessly.